So this is the surveyor's point. As I said before, this is the point. This is the easting, northing, elevation or Z, and the description, meaning PENZD. Okay, so what I will do is I will save it as save to a location and save it as CSV. I'll make sure that CSV is selected here. Okay, and I'll name it. I'll say yes, I want to date. I will save it. Then I will also call out the center lines by highlighting all of them this way. I'll go to filter. I'll open this flyout here. I'll first of all deselect all, and then I will scroll down and select all the center lines, because the surveyor has informed me as a design engineer that he has also indicated the center lines of the road for me. In other words, the alignment of the road, the horizontal alignment of the road has been done already. So he is now saying I should just plot the center lines and forget about the edge of road and the fence and the properties of people and all the road assets that he has captured in his data to make life easy for me. So after highlighting all of them, under filter, I can click OK. Only the center lines will be highlighted. I'll say Control C to copy them. I'll come here, I'll click on New Sheet, and then paste. And when I paste, I will now click on Save As. I will choose where to save it. And I'll call it center line. I'll call it center lines 2. Okay. I will now save it as CSV. Don't forget CSV. It's only center line only. They are just the same thing. I'll click save. It will say, do you want to keep it? I'll say yes. Anything it brings out, I'll say yes. And I will close it. Gentlemen, you must close it. If not, it will be interacting. It will influence it will have a linking problem. So I'll close all the information now, all the Excel. Sorry, I didn't remove the filter before I saved it, so it might give me error. I need to remove the filter. I need to bring it back to where it is because I've captured what I want to capture. So I have to remove the filter from it. To import data from Google Map, there is a place you go. Google Map will give you the KLMZ, will give you the coordinates. Yes, you can do that, but it has to be in the latitude and latitude, and you have to make sure you put it in the right format. If not, instead of your data going from left to right, it will be going from right to left. That's why I took my time today to explain this thing. Okay, okay. So before I go, okay, I've removed it. Okay, I've removed it. Okay. So good. So now I'll go back to the, I will import, I'm importing all the points first. So here, I'll go here, I will import all the row data. Okay, I'll choose the formats. Okay, let me forget about point group. Okay, I'll say, okay, that's imported. Okay, zoom, extent. These are the points. it's missing something. Okay, for emphasis, don't worry. Let me just continue. Now, it has imported this point. Now, I will now go again and do another import. This time around, I'm importing only the center line. Okay? Now, you watch what I will do. That is why you need to give it a name. So if I import this center line now, I'll say open. I'll give it a name. I'll give it a point group because I'll use this point group. I'll say point center, for instance. I'll say, okay. I will import it. It will give me a message. It says a duplicate point has been detected. You see? I will say yes, go ahead, because I'm actually duplicating the points because some points that are here are already there. But what I want to do, I want to lock some people off. I'll say yes. I'll say okay. It will import it for me. So have you seen it has imported the center line along it? So what I will now do, I will now come here. I'll click on this point. I'll right click. Unfortunately, I didn't give it the point group name. So if I give it the point group, I'll come to point group here. You see point center and all points. I'll right click on this all points and say property. Under basic, I'll go up and I'll say none. No style. This one none. I will say okay. It will go away. So what I've done is I imported the same point and I log off one. So from here now, we will now start to do our road alignments and then do other things. So I'll give you 5 minutes now before we summarize to import this second point. Then I will show you the step we're going to be taking in this training. This is the step we're going to be taking. Let me just bring it up. It's very important. Under study material, you will see AutoCAD Civil 3D interface. You right click on it and open it. That's exactly what we'll be doing today. So introduction. So AutoCAD Civil 3D user interface. This is the interface. I've explained it today. This is the interface. I've explained it today. I've explained all this today. I've explained this today. I've explained this today. Tools. So this is where we are. So these tools that you see here now are the steps we're going to be taking in doing our design. Then if you are using the manual, let me also show you what I've done so far in the manual. This is the manual. So I go down, import and export points. Okay. Okay. This is just like what I've just done now. So this is the manual. The manual is just telling you how to set this point. So let me just show you how to set this point, how to format the points. Center line, use center line. We're using center line, which is just I just turned off the other points. So the tools. So we're using points now. Say this is how to import points. You say create home, create ground data panel, points, menu, point creation tools. So after points, the next thing we do is we create surface. After surface, we create alignment. After alignment, we create profile. After profile, we create assembly. After assembly, we create corridor. After corridor, we create surface, corridor surface. After surface corridor, we create sample lines. After sample lines, we create section views. After section views, we create pipe network. We'll not get to that anyway. So that is how we're going to do our design from today. So we are started with points. But before we go to surface, let me show you how you can play around with the points. Now that we're in point, watch me, gentlemen. if you look at the point very well, this is zoom, window, W. This is what the point looks like. So this is the description, this is the elevation, and this is the point description. So these are the three parameters, and then this is a symbol. So to change any of these, this one, you are seeing it this way because somebody has changed it into a format that we can understand. But sometimes it might come in a small format or in a format that you don't like. So how do you change it? Your point is not showing any data. Zoom in, zoom extent. If you import a point, you will not see it because you're importing something in a small data in a very wide world. So you have to zoom to see it, sir. Unless you didn't import the right format. So now, when you see these points, if you right click on it, you go to properties. Okay, you can do many things with it. You can change the line type, you can change this. So this one now is like the color is red in color. I can set to change it to blue. Okay, the layer is in red. I can set to change it to green. Okay, but that will only affect one point. Okay, so to change the point property, I will go to point group here. I'll open this point group. If you remember, I'm the one that created this. This is the point group I added, and this is for all points. So I'll right click on this point group, and I will say properties. So under properties now, it's telling me that the name of the point is point. It's not telling me that the point style is basic. I can click here and choose any basic I want, depending on what you're doing. But if I click this thing close to it, I can say edit current selection, or I will say copy current selection. Now, when I say edit current selection, it means I'm editing it as it is. That means if I open another drawing tomorrow, it will carry the default. But if I say copy current selection, it will copy it. If I say create new, it will create a new style that I will now start choosing my own. So let me copy this selection. Copy selection means I'll copy this one and then edit it. So I'll say copy selection. It will copy this current selection for me. And I'll now improve on the current selection. If I don't want this symbol as X, I can choose the block one. I'll come and click this one. If I don't like it, I can click points to just be single points. And I'll remove this one. If I don't want that one, I can click points. Okay, you know, it was like this, it was this before, but now I can choose this one. Then I can come here and I'll choose the text size. This is 3. Let me change it to 3.5, but 2.5 is normal. Okay. If I don't want any style, I'll click this one. But it's good that you have a style. Okay. I'll go to geometry, display. If I don't like the color, I can come here now and click and change the color. I can change the color to blue. That's the normal thing you do in the normal thing that we do in AutoCAD. Okay. Then I will say apply. I will say okay. Okay. Then I've changed the points. Then I can also change the point style label. Okay. The point style label is saying elevation and description. That's why you're seeing 54.4 and CL. I can also say I want to see only the elevation and description and no points. So that's the point name. You know, So the thing is from number 1 to number 200. So I can come here now and choose another text style, but let's leave it as standard. I'll say okay. Okay. Then layer. I can choose another layer. The layer color, I can choose green. You see, the thing has turned to green. Okay. And it's not showing three parameters because I've changed it from 3 parameters to 2 parameters. I say only give me only the elevation and the description. Or I'm even wrong. I should remove the description because I don't need it. So I should come here. I'll remove this. I'll say give me only point and description. Yes, I love this one. I'll say okay. You see, it's only displaying point and description. Only that I didn't change the color again. So I can still go back here, right click, go to properties, and now come here, copy selection, general, under layer. I'll come here, I'll choose green. Okay, okay, turn to green. So this is point. So if I don't want to do it from here, I can also come here, I'll right click, and I'll say properties. Okay, under property, I'll come here. This one that is blue. I'll change it to say yellow. I'll press enter. Okay, and also come here.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Please, you share your screen. Your screen is not showing.
Okay, sorry.
Yes. And maybe you come back again, sir.
Sorry. Okay, I see you're raising your hand. Okay, I've seen you. Hold on. Okay, so you can see it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So the unfortunate is that all of us don't have the software. For those that have the software, after you importing the software, the next thing we do is we have imported the point. The next thing is to create a surface. How do you create a surface? So we will stop at surface. Tomorrow we'll continue. Because why do I need to create a surface? Because I'm working in a very large field. So I need to create a surface and define, it's like I'm defining a boundary condition. So to create a surface now, what do? You come under this place, under surface. Watch me now. You click, you right click, you say create surface. You say okay. That's created a surface. So what you do to see the surface is you now come here, you open the software. Okay. After creating the surface, you come to point. Okay, I need to meet somebody. Okay. I think if we start the next exercise now, it will take us beyond 6, and I don't want us to go beyond 6 because of some of us. But can we just import? Can we import? Can some of us, just those who have the software, can you practice in 5 minutes now? Can you import all the data, give it a point group, then import the center line, give it a point group, and then go and edit the points and log off the other points and let the point group remaining, just like what I did. Can we just practice that now? The group points. No, I can't remember. I think the sharing just stopped when my network. Okay, OJ, you want to ask question? Go ahead. Ask question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, I imported the center line, but it didn't ask me to, like, it's plotted on the old complete lines I imported before, points rather.
What did you say?
When I imported the center lines,
Yeah.
it appeared on the complete points we imported before. So I don't have it sorted. I don't know why.
I didn't get the question. You imported the points.
The center line.
It will superimpose on the old one. What you now need to do is you have to now go to point group. You see two of them.
Yes.
You now right click on the general points, property. Watch me very well, everybody. You now come here. It will still be on basic. Two of them will be on basic, or they will be like, this is what you'll be seeing, basic and this. So if you now come here, you say for the point style, none. For the point level, see if I basic for this one. If I say okay, what will happen to my drawing now? All of them will plot back. Did you see? So I have to go here. That's why it is good to make use of point group. When you make use of point group, you log off some things that are not, you off some layers. It's like offing layers. Yes, that's the word. Is to off layers. So I am offing the layer. So this is how you off layers in Civil 3D. This is how you off layers. It is still there, but I have offed it. Why did I off it? So that I can see clearly and draw my alignment, my horizontal alignment, because the next thing now is to create surface and then alignment based on this slide that I just opened now. Okay, points, surface, and alignment. These are the basic steps to use this software to do your design. Have I been able to answer your question?
Yes, I'll try it again.
Okay. Any other question? So our next work is what? Surface. Why do you need a surface? You need a surface so that you can see, you can create your contour lines. You need a surface so that you can define your drawing. You can, so when you create a surface, you are telling the within this surface. This is a surface. The system can now do the digital elevation, the cross section for you. So to create surface, you say click home, create ground data panel, surface menu, create surface. Then if you're using the manual, for instance, creating surface is on page. Let me show us where we are on the manual now. I think we're going very far. Importing points. Look at what we just did now. Go to points, do's, import points. You see the way I am. The first one, if I didn't use this, I'll go to point, import points. Good. Import points, select files. We've all done this. I'm going to show you the name point group. Okay. Do a resolution adjustment. Say okay. Already on page 6. So this is the point. Okay. The next thing, surface. So from the perspective tab, so this place is what they call perspective tab here. This point here, that's the perspective. This one. So he said from the perspective tab, he said click on surface and then create what? Create. Okay. He said the dialog box will pop up. You select what kind of surface are you creating. You say I'm creating a thin surface, terrain information network. Am I right? Yeah. Yeah. Terrain information network here. I think that's the meaning of thin. So you say you are creating, you just say okay. Then you go back to the processes toolbar, you expand surfaces. You will find out that it has created a surface for you. Then you go to surface definition, you select the point group that you have created, and then you say add. You say add, so that the surface will be added to that. Then when you add, you select it and you click apply. So what is this saying? I'm just showing you how to use your manual. If I'm here now, watch me now. This is where I am. I'm in drawing 4. I want to create surface. I will come here after I've created surface. Remember, I've created surface here again. It will create surface 1. If I go to drawing 3, for instance, if I go to surface, you see that surface does not have drawdown. If I right click now, I will say create surface. It will come up like this for me. I will just say, okay, this is a thin. I'll leave it at thin surface. Got the other options there. I will say, okay. Automatically, it will bring it means somebody has added to it. So it will now become more than 1. So I'll now click this plus. I will now see surface 1. I will now open up surface 1. I'll see definition. To define it, the content of definition, I'll define it, and then I'll go to point group. When I get to point group, I will right click. I will say add. I'm adding down my point group that I created. It will bring in all the points I've added. I will now click send points and click apply. And then click OK. It has created a surface for me. Terrain information model. Okay, so if I now zoom, or if I right click and say zoom, okay, you can see the surface is not looking good. It's not looking good. So I'll tell you what to do. What I will do is, let me add the other points too. All the points. Okay, then I'll go to point group. Sorry for this now. I know some of you know, some of you will be lost. I don't like that surface because the thing is too much in a straight line. So I will say this one. Or in drawing 1 now, for instance, let me just show you something. In drawing 1, let me add the surface now in drawing 1. You see, the surface is on its own. I'll right click. I'll say create surface. I'll say okay. Then the surface will now be created and it will call surface 1. Then under surface 1, I'll open it. I'll go to definition. Under definition, I will now click on point group. I will say add, and I'll say add everything. Okay. Okay. It's created a surface for me. I'll right click and I'll say zoom. I will say, so you can see this is has added. It added this surface because there were some points that were out because there were no adjoining data around. Okay, but in this case, in this drawing one, which is the same drawing, it is now giving me some adjoining drawing. So all I need to do in this case is to use this one and then draw my alignment, which I'm going to do tomorrow. Or I will just continue with this one and draw alignment. This one will not add a surface. Why? Let me check. If we add a surface, we've not created the surface. So definition. Point group, right click, add. What am I adding? Point center. Apply. Okay. Still create. There's a surface there. So the idea of surface is now that the thing now is like a parcel of land that you can turn around, that define it. So this thing now will now move as a unit. So after I finish, I can still go back, right click on the surface. Watch me, go to property. No, sorry. I can still go and edit the surface and remove the surface. What do you have to call it? Surface, edit surface. Okay. Surface property, sorry. I say edit surface style. I will go and remove, log off the good. Here, I can go and say no display. This will go away. But the surface is there. So all I need, I've locked out. The next 5 minutes, can we ask question? So you can see that with this manual, you can really move. Some of you can move ahead of me. So if there's anything you didn't understand in the class, or you want to move ahead of me, print this manual, and you'll be moving gradually. You'll be understanding everything. So on that note, I'm going to end the class now. So I'll see us tomorrow by, hopefully, my colleague will be around. Maybe to take us through some exercises. If there's another question, I think I'll end the class now. I'm ending the class. You can unmute yourself and ask last question. Please go through the manual, print the manual if possible. Rephrase what we have done this.